Namaste, Jai Bharat. Situation in Bangladesh has gone unpredictable these days because there was a time, a couple of days before, that the army seemed to have given an ultimatum to Mohammed Yunus, who is not in Bangladesh right now. He is sailing on a visit to Japan. Seemed to have given some kind of indirect ultimatum that by tomorrow noon we make a decision. Then he seemed to have offered himself to resign with the reason that people are not in support of him. I mean, all political parties are not in support of him. All these things. Then there was the news in the air that Yunus is likely to resign or quit Bangladesh, and there was also a news that if he doesn't quit, then he could be arrested. All these rumors were in the air. But then he had gone to Japan, and that thing has not yet returned. And the situation in Bangladesh has become more lucid in the sense that no one is happy with him. No political party is happy with him because this man is not an elected officer of the government, and is not even any authority. He's been designated as an advisor, and no one knows whom he is advising or advised to whom. All these things are not very clear. So it's completely kind of a confusing situation in Bangladesh. In the meantime, the whole thing in the beginning was done by Jamaat-e-Islami. They were frenzied with the Darul Islam concept, so they thought their first enemy, of course, within the context of frame of Bangladesh, are the Hindus. So they went around vandalizing Hindus, all kinds of usual atrocities. What they do had been done to Hindus, and of course, we are a Hindu nation. We had to practice restraint, and the whole relation, of course, between Bangladesh and Bharat got obviously disturbed and strained. Then right now the students, they initially Yunus was put into power by some kind of student agitation. For this are all deep state in operation. We are very hopeful that deep state has gone dormant with the coming of Trump, but Trump himself creates such kind of confusions. The deep state again is very active. So the interests of deep states are yet to be known to everyone, but then things are very clear what the interest of deep states is. They also, the money speaks. Mostly it's money speaking game, in a word. So the students now wanted they're against Yunus. Everyone in Bangladesh is actually against Muhammad Yunus right now. So they just put this demand that declare elections. Once he declares elections, then of course the Bangladesh National Party and Sheikh Hasina's people, they will have their own usual confrontation, conflicts and games of elections. But nonetheless, until Yunus has to declare elections, and he had been trying to delay to give it postponed because his object was very clear. He wanted to continue holding the chair. 84 years old, but then he wants to continue to hold the chair as long as possible, because this is something which he had never dreamed of, and when it went to him, he wanted to continue, prolong for some more time, whatever time possible, some more time. That's only his goal. Primarily, his goal is that. But then, so he would keep the elections postponed, or for some reason the other, he keeps it pushing in time forward. But then that's very risky for him at the same time. Bangladesh is not that surfira as Pakistan is. If this was in Pakistan, anything would have happened to him, because anybody would pick up a weapon and attack. The indiscipline in Bangladesh is not as severe as the indiscipline in Pakistan. It's only because of that Yunus is able to survive and speak, though the Bangladeshis are far from archetype Bengalis, like the Pakistani Punjabis are far from archetype Punjabis. So similar is the situation, but they are a shade better, and of course the differences are only in degrees. Certainly not in kind. The situation in Bangladesh is all funny. Anything is possible. But if Yunus is declaring elections, then how things will turn out, we do not know. In the meantime, they destroyed. The economy has been destroyed to a great extent. To take time, more time for them to reach the kind of normalcy which they used to have in the past. Sheikh Hasina, whatever you speak of her, whatever people don't like in her is, but she had made her nation progress, and the people were comfortable in many aspects. But a total comfort is not possible, obviously. But then they were much better, and things have gone very back with Yunus. The only industry which was flourishing was the textile industry. That's almost destroyed to an extent of no redemption. It would take much more time than one can imagine. And they lost market. So many things. All these things are there. So even the economy is also at stake, at least at stake. And then that would immediately, Bangladesh's population is more. That will immediately invade tears, sweat, and hunger. Sweat, you have no time to, but then hunger, of course, is always torturous. The situation in Bangladesh need to be watched, unpredictable. Let's see what happens, and we shall meet again. Namaste, Jai Bharat, Jai Shri Ram.